Hey, what's up, everyone? This is your host of the Startup Junkie, AJ. And you know the worst advice I ever received? Learn to do it yourself. That shit doesn't really work as an entrepreneur. So, in this episode of the Startup Junkie, we're going to talk about how this spectacularly bad advice is something that you, as an entrepreneur or business owner, should not follow. You know what I mean? All right, so check it out. Hey, what is up, everyone? This is AJ, and guess what? We are streaming live on YouTube as well as Facebook. And today, for me, is such a special show because I am going to share with you some of the worst advice I've ever received starting out as an entrepreneur. And of course, this is me listening to older business owners, okay? Older business owners who basically had what we call the World War II mentality. No worries, I'm going to explain, okay? So before we get started and all that, I want to thank everyone who's checking us out already. Good morning, Nikki. Thank you for checking us out. And of course, we are streaming live on YouTube. Of course, I always have to check that. If you're watching this, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you are hearing us live. Or actually just type something in the chat and say, hey, AJ, I can hear you for episode number 35, the worst advice ever. And that is doing it yourself. Now, before we get deep into the show, as always, I ask you guys to go and check out all of our social channels across the web. We are multi-streaming live right now on YouTube, my personal profile page on Facebook, as well as the Startup Junkie .io private entrepreneur group. Okay, so which is on Facebook, by the way. So I really want you guys to chime in today in the show because there's so many of you out there that are experiencing frustration, right? You're experiencing frustration because you really believe you have to do it all. And honestly, that is the worst advice ever. You thinking that DIY, doing it yourself, is the way to go as an entrepreneur. So I am going to just get into it as I normally do. But I will ask you that if you are watching this, share it with someone that you feel like this message will resonate with, as well as check us out if you're into podcasting and you just like listening to really good content on the go. Check out the Startup Junkie live show on iTunes, iHeartMedia, Spotify, as well as TuneIn, which is Alexa. Just say, Alexa, search the Startup Junkie live show, and we are uploading content on a daily. We're trying to catch up. Honestly, I'm going to be, it takes a while to put all this content up as we're on episode number 35. Now, the worst advice ever. As you know, I always start off with a story, okay? And the reason why I like to tell stories because stories actually help you connect with the actual main, theme of what it is I'm trying to share with you today. And so, as I do, I'm going to rub my hands, take a swig of coffee, and I'm going to get into it. All right, so the worst advice ever. Do it yourself. I'm explaining this to you, but I'm also going to share with you what I discovered as something that could really, really help you as an entrepreneur, as it's helped me actually overcome what we call majoring in minor things, okay? majoring in minor things. I guess to give you some context, I guess I need to explain what majoring in minor things is. Okay. If you are an entrepreneur or a person running a business, right? There are specific things activities that you have to do on a daily basis in a business. If you are a sales manager, then your primary goal, the major thing for you, is to actually sell whatever product or service it is that you're trying to sell, right? Spending time, setting up appointments, checking your day calendar, emailing constantly back and forth, checking whatever is really minor. What you should be doing as a major thing, and of course I'm giving you context here, and you can apply this to whatever business you're in, your major thing, you should be in front of clients. So every activity that you do should only be the major activity that actually helps you accomplish your goal. And I see this quite a bit with real estate agents. Okay, let me tell you why I'm saying this, okay? The average real estate agent that I know or that I've done business with in my time in real estate, I notice they'll do everything. They'll set the listing, they'll go show the house, they go out to the house and they'll make sure that the key and the lockbox is set up, and they'll go out and they'll post the signs. They'll put the signs in the yard. They'll email a seller. They'll set up an inspection. They'll do all of this stuff just to get to the closing table. And guess what? The house might not even close. You know what I mean? So maybe, just maybe, that whole mentality of doing it yourself or doing everything, doing all of the minor stuff, may be impeding you from, if you're a real estate agent, from actually selling a house, right? Why not hire somebody to do all of the minor stuff and you do the major stuff? And that is setting up the closing and actually going in and closing, or actually getting the contract on a property. It doesn't matter. I'm just using a real estate example. Is just that as an example. It doesn't matter. Whatever your business is, whatever product or service you are selling, what is the major part of what it is that you're supposed to be doing as a business owner? You have to ask yourself that question, right? The World War II mentality is to learn how to do it yourself. I tell you, when I have so many things, prior to me thinking, and I'm going to share what we call the DAE principle with you in a second here. But prior to me changing my mentality and start to think that the most spectacular bad advice I've ever been given as an entrepreneur is to do it yourself, right? I would do everything myself. If I knew that I was trying to close a deal when I was working in radio, I would get up early enough to go and mow my lawn, okay? Because I didn't want to pay someone $50 or $25, honestly, at that time, for something that I could do myself. I did not want anyone to keep my books because, I could do it myself. You know what I mean? And so, because I had that do-it-yourself mentality, guess what ended up happening to me? I tried to keep my books, and boom, I got audited by the IRS. They say, AJ, you owe us $15,000. You know what I did? And I'm just giving this as an example of me trying to do everything myself, especially when you don't specialize in what it is you're trying to do, right? And especially when you could have taken that time of trying to do it yourself on something that you don't specialize in doing, and doing something that you do specialize and you are an expert in, and that could have actually got you closer to your goal. And whatever that is, whatever that goal is personal to you. For me, it was actually selling more radio advertising. Okay? So I took my time and said, you know what? I am not good at this shit. All right? So I just paid bags and bags of receipts. I just took bags and bags of receipts, paid a bookkeeper $400 for $20 an hour for 20 hours. They went through all of that. They, categorized it. They put it in order. They set the expenses. They did all of that for me for $400. When I finally walked out of the IRS office, I walked out owing them less than $3,000 versus owing them $15,000 because I decided that I wanted to do it myself. Why? Because along my somewhere along the journey of being an entrepreneur and setting up my own business, I was told that you should do everything yourself by many older entrepreneurs who grew up with the World War II mentality. So that is bad advice, and that is exactly what I am talking about today. I really appreciate everyone that's checking us out right now. I see it's 5 people in the room. Hey, why don't you type something in the chat if you're on Facebook or YouTube? Type something in the chat, and I want to acknowledge you. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and explain to you why. Well, at least I have explained to you already why doing it yourself is bad advice when all the things that you try to do yourself are really minor things versus the major things that you should be doing. And think about it like this. Every dynasty that you recognize as great, whether it's some sports team or whether it's some government or whether it's some triumph of whatever team, right? They did it as a team. Do you get that? They did it as a team. Okay, so what helped me get rid of the World War II mentality that I had to do absolutely 100% everything myself was to simply adapt what I called, or at least what, I actually think that, what I'm about to share with you, you probably say, oh yeah, I've heard that shit before. But I actually think that, I'm coining this for me as an entrepreneur, as what I call, and I'm going to share with you right now, what I call the DAE principle, okay? The DAE principle is what I believe every entrepreneur and business owner should adapt, right? And why should they adapt the DAE principle, which I'm going to explain to you what the acronym DAE, D-A-E, actually means, okay? Why you should adapt the DAE principle, because the DAE principle actually help you stop majoring in minor things. And majoring in minor things or anything that actually doesn't actually help you lead to what it is you're trying to accomplish. Like I said, if you were in sales, your main goal is to sell. All of that extra shit that, sending emails and follow-up calls and all that extra stuff that doesn't actually get you close, that gets you closer to your goal, but somebody else could do it, then, maybe you should not be doing it. You should be focusing on the actual sell itself, or focusing on whatever it is that you're literally trying to do. So, with that said, I am going to explain the DAE principle. DAE principle, what does D stand for? The D stands for delegated, okay? You as an entrepreneur, if you want to avoid opportunity cost. And let me explain to you what opportunity cost is. Opportunity cost is anything that robs your time, money, and energy. Again, opportunity cost is anything that robs your time, money, and energy. Then you have to start implementing the DAE principle. And number one of the DAE principle, the D, is being able to delegate minor things where you to people around you, qualified people around you, while you actually focus on the major things. And what is the major things? Only you can answer that question. Things that actually get you closer to your ultimate goal. Things that actually get you closer to what it is you want to accomplish. Like I said, as I use the sales example, I say you're a real estate agent. Your main thing is getting contracts signed, and setting up closings, and actually not even setting up closings, but actually being at the close. Okay, that's major. Going out and putting out signs and all that shit is minor. You should hire somebody else for that. But you might say, well, AJ, that's going to cost me. Of course, it's going to cost you, but you have to also look at the opportunity cost. If your opportunity cost is time, money, and energy, wouldn't you rather be focused on putting your time, money, and energy into something that's actually going to help you close more deals, close more sales, accomplish what it is, the major part of what it is your business do, does. I'm sorry. That is selling your product or service. So learn to delegate. The D in the DAE principle, DAE, in the DAE principle, learn to delegate minor activities and while you focus on the major ones. Number 2, which is the A of the DAE principle, learn to automate. Okay? And you might say, what do you mean, AJ? Automate. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay? In our business, people email me. Okay? And I might email them back, or I might have someone else email them back for me. In our office, Barbara is the person that takes care of that. However, sometimes Barbara is busy. Sometimes I'm super busy and I don't have time to actually email a person back. We'll actually put that on automation. Or say if we're sending out an email to someone, we use email automation software to where I email someone. If they don't open the email, then I have it automated to send the email out again. And if they do open it, depending on their response to me or how long they take, I have it automated to where extra emails go out. Okay? Or say, just to give you another example of how I automate things, instead of me trying to remember how many credit cards I have and how often I have to pay different credit cards or how often I have to pay different memberships or dues, I just have all of that automated through my bank account. And that way I don't have to focus on all of those different things on a daily basis, because it creates clutter in the mind. And again, it starts to rob me of or it starts to create opportunity costs for me. In other words, it robs me of my time, money, and energy. So what you should think about is automating processes in your business that can be automated, right? Like say, for example, if you sell t-shirts online, maybe you should, instead of, putting everything in a spreadsheet, maybe use some kind of inventory management software that actually automates whenever you sell something. Now you know what you've sold, where you get now alerts when something is close to being sold out, or you get alerts, or you get reports automatically that allows you to know how your business is doing. The last example I'm going to share with you about automation is when we were heavy into the marketing space, we had all these different reports that we would have to send out to clients on a monthly basis, basically to show them how they're doing, how many like website leads did they get, how many hits did they get to the landing pages, all this different stuff. But it's just too much to keep up with. So we basically implemented a reporting software that actually covered and actually gave statistics from all of their social stuff, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, whatever, right? Then on top of that, it would actually send them a report on how much money that has been spent and, how many people they reached. But bottom line is, instead of me sitting down and writing those reports every month for every client or having Barbara do it, we weren't going to do that. So we put it on automation, right? And so I'm saying to you, to avoid the opportunity cost, anything that would rob your time, money, and energy, think about in your business right now how you can automate certain processes, okay? And that is the A in the DAE principle, all right? And last but not least, eliminate it, okay? You need to eliminate, right, anything that robs you of what it is you're trying to do, okay? If your major thing that you're trying to do is, say, sell something, a product or service, but if you have other activities that actually impedes you from doing that, that actually creates opportunity costs for you, in other words, robs your time, energy, and money, then you need to eliminate it. Think about in your business right now what you're doing in terms of your processes in your business that's completely unnecessary, right? Think about maybe something that you're paying for, some software that you have in your business that's completely, that could be eliminated. And I'm going to be honest with you. Think about people in your business that you have doing certain activities that maybe if you eliminated that activity for them and put them somewhere else to focus somewhere else, maybe it'd be more of a benefit to you and the major things that you're trying to accomplish in your business, and at the same time can actually help you save the opportunity costs, help you save time, help you save money, help you save energy, right? And so this is what we call the DAE principle. Again, the DAE principle, delegate, automate, and eliminate. Again, the DAE principle is delegate certain activities, minor activities to people, okay, and pay for it. Because wouldn't you rather, like in my case where I end up getting audited, when all I had to do initially all along the way was pay a bookkeeper to keep my books, and maybe I wouldn't have ended up in a situation, or maybe, excuse me, maybe paying the bookkeeper to do that instead of focusing on me trying to do my own books, maybe spending that time focusing on major things such as closing more deals, right? And the A, automate. Look at your business. Look at your processes. Look at things that are going on in your business that you can literally automate, okay? Or something that you can literally pass on to someone else to actually help you focus on the major things. And those major things are whatever product or service it is that you're selling to do that. Man, wow, you super busy, Nikki. Let me see what Nikki is saying here. So Barbara, does it for you. How do you know what is going on in your business? She communicates with you, or is it totally necessary? She knows her job and acts accordingly. Okay, you know what? That's a very good question. All right, so Nikki, before I explain the E and cover the E in the DAE principle, this is how we do it. I have what is called a BI dashboard. Okay, a BI dashboard is a business intelligence dashboard. Yes, we are leveraging the hell out of technology to get what it is we need to get done in our business. So a BI dashboard, a business intelligence dashboard, allows me to see what's going on in my business completely. In fact, I even know what websites that people inside the business are going to. Yes, and they know that I know. So no hanging out on Facebook all day. No hanging out on Instagram or Twitter all day. Because I know that, where you are and what you're doing based on your keystrokes. Keystrokes are, what you're typing on a keyboard. Okay? And so I'm able to get an overall glimpse and view of our business and what's going on. In fact, what a lot of people don't even know, like when I send an email to someone, I literally know who opens the email because I have access to all of the other emails at night. I always check to see, like, say Barbara sends me an email. I literally have a software that I can tell the email that Barbara sent. I can tell if someone actually opened that email to who she sent it to. But the thing about delegation is you got to have trust. And I trust Barbara, and Barbara does a fantastic job. And so I am not micromanaging Barbara. You know what I mean? I'm allowing, and I'm glad you brought that up because I need to say this. People, stop micromanaging folks, okay? All it does is impede your business. When you think about some of the most successful and iconic businesses, they don't micromanage as much, okay? I'll give you an example. Do you know that Zappos, the shoe company, they have this concept of not actually having managers, where there's this open space where everyone works. And believe it or not, check this out. Even people that work for Bloomberg Media, yes, Mike Bloomberg, the one that's running for president right now, not doing too well as far as the delegates are concerned. However, hell, he wants a mower, which is crazy. But anyway, here's the point. There are no walls in this business. It's like open cubicles, and managers, they don't call them managers, are working next to, say, someone that doesn't have like a super high title. You know what I mean? So there's this openness, but it all boils down to trust. So thank you very much, Nikki. Yes, it is delegate, automate, and eliminate. All right, so E. I'm going to explain E. E is to eliminate anything that doesn't actually help you get to your goal, okay? E is to eliminate anything that actually creates opportunity costs for you. In other words, robs you of your time, money, and energy. E is to eliminate minor activities and pass and delegate those activities on to someone else that actually has more time to do that, where you focus on the minor things and you give the major things, you delegate major things to other people, okay? That helps you with your process, but ultimately, you want to be the person that writes the contract up. You want to be the person that closes the deal. You want to know why? Because no one understands your business as an entrepreneur more than you. So I hope the DAE principle is actually something that that you all can use. It's just something that I learned some time ago, and when I learned that actually depending on myself to do everything is absolutely terrible, right? Especially when I'm trying to learn how to do some of this stuff. Why not hire an accountant or a bookkeeper that actually understands this stuff and that specializes in that versus me trying to do it myself? And you might say, well, AJ, I don't have money to hire people or to do things, right? Well, maybe if you're trying to build a team, you're building a company, maybe off a small stake or a little piece of equity, like a lot of major companies have done initially when they first started, to get people on board to actually help you do what it is you do. Okay? So, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone checking out the show today. Be sure to check us out on all of your social channels. And of course, again, as I said to you, be sure to share this information, this live, with someone that you feel like it can resonate with. It can actually help someone that has that World War II mentality that they have to do everything themselves, someone that is robbing themselves of the opportunity cost. In other words, they're wasting their time, their money, and their energy doing minor things. Thank you very much, Nikki. You have a blessed day too. You've been super active today. All right, so just share this. Also, be sure to check out the Startup Junkie live show on iTunes, iHeartMedia, Spotify, as well as TuneIn. Again, which is Alexa. Just say Alexa, the Startup Junkie live show. Be sure to check it out and definitely share this content. So, until tomorrow, everyone, I'm AJ, your host of the Startup Junkie, and guess what? I'm out. See?